First ever Weight Watchers meeting was in 1961 in Queens that was started by a woman named Jean Nidetch. It started in her apartment, and then her apartment got too crowded, so they had to take it down to the common room in her apartment building. That started getting too crowded, and eventually the first official Weight Watchers meeting was actually over a movie theater in Queens, and that was actually how they figured out how to price the meeting. As they said, a Weight Watchers meeting should cost no more than the price of a movie ticket. And to this day, it really hasn't actually changed all that much from that. Actually, it's cheaper to go to a Weight Watchers meeting than it is to go to a movie. Jean had struggled with weight most of her life. She had done, just about every crazy diet you can think of, and inevitably the weight would always come back. And so one day, Jean's traveling by a New York City health department clinic is offering free classes on obesity. And so Jean goes in and they give her the program. The only little problem was she wasn't really losing weight. What Jean didn't share was that she kept a stash of a product called the Malamar, and she kept a box of those in her laundry hamper. And she didn't want to talk about it. And it wasn't until she had this epiphany of blurting out this confession of Malamars in the laundry hamper that all of her friends who were also struggling with their weight started to laugh, because everybody had a Malamar story. They just hid them in different places. And that spark was what started Weight Watchers 50 years ago. So the original Weight Watchers program was mostly based on what is known today as food exchanges. If you look at any of the recipes from like the 60s and 70s, and there's a lot of comedy in it, they ate all sorts of stuff that people would never do. I remember hearing a story of someone to get in their liver, because you had to have a liver every week. I heard one member talk about back in the day in the early 70s, she would take a liver and she'd mix it with grape juice and put it in the blender. And somehow that made it okay. And just everybody in the meeting room was just aghast. And it's kind of like, we've definitely come a long way, baby. And now you can eat pretty much whatever you want, but you're going to do much better on the program if you're eating things that are nutrient dense and not from a factory. So this is, fruits and vegetables and lean proteins and whole grains. And that's really the core of the Weight Watchers program today. Everything in the program, the point system, everything else is much more about nudging people toward those choices. It's a much more open, flexible, livable, easy to live with program. Back in the day, it was much more rigid. And so it's changed a lot since then.